Hello and happy Easter, and welcome to Real to Real. During this holiest time on the Christian calendar, we're reminded of Jesus' crucifixion and resurrection. Following his death, gospel accounts say he was wrapped in a linen cloth for his burial. For decades, the validity of one particular cloth, believed to be the burial shroud of Jesus, has been debated. Known as the Shroud of Turin, as it is housed in the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist in Turin, Italy, the 14 by 4 foot shroud has a full-length photonegative image of a man, front and back, bearing signs of wounds that correspond with the gospel accounts of the torture Jesus endured in his passion and death. Nick Morganelli attended the Shroud experience recently and reports on the evidence supporting its authenticity.
This is the third time the Shroud of Turin encounter visited our diocese since 2014. The faithful and the skeptical flocked to Our Lady of the Lake Parish in Southwick earlier this month.
It was to help bring people together, to help them get excited about their faith, especially during the Lenten season, and to have this, I'm calling it a Lenten mission.
Russ Brialt was intrigued as a college student when the shroud was first examined in 1978 through STIRP, the Shroud of Turin Research Project. Having followed and worked to solve the mystery for over 4 decades, he is known worldwide as a leading expert.
Well, who doesn't like an unsolved mystery? You have this 14-foot-long linen cloth etched with a faint image of a bearded crucified man. It's covered with bloodstains that correlate with the wounds of crucifixion as recorded in the Bible. Anyone want to explain to me how Jesus walked on water, how he calmed a storm? I mean, we call them miracles, but they're mysteries.
As someone educated in the sciences, I've always wondered, what are the facts and evidence that show the Shroud of Turin as the cloth that wrapped Jesus? It doesn't seem to be lacking.
33 scientists, and they have access to the cloth for 5 days, working in shifts, round the clock, 120 hours. They have spectroscopy, and X-radiography, and infrared thermography, and and photomicroscopy, and all this technology. And they went over there with one idea: what is the cause of this image? And they came away saying, we don't know what caused the image, but we know one thing: it's not the work of an artist. And in other words, there's no evidence of any kind of paint, ink, dye, pigmentation, stain.
One of the controversies has been the dating of the linen using the element carbon-14. It's very good within 5,000 years. However, the method of sampling wasn't the best.
The carbon dating is only as good as your sample. And when the original protocol that was supposed to be used was they were supposed to cut 3 different samples from 3 different locations on the cloth. They didn't do that.
Recently, the shroud was re-examined.
Enter Ray Rogers, a thermal chemist with Los Alamos National Laboratory. So he obtains a thread sample from that corner that was cut for carbon dating and compares it with a thread sample from the main body of the shroud. They're not the same. So in other words, we have all the ingredients for some kind of a medieval reweave or some kind of a medieval repair.
The Spinas had some doubts, but the presentation dispelled them.
A lot of the evidence that they had just now with, the pollen data, the calcites or whatever on the knees and the feet or whatever, and just the whole historical trail that they showed in this particular presentation, I think definitely swayed me back to thinking that, yeah, this really is.
To go home and be able to say, like, different bits and pieces, like, there's the crown, you can see everything. The history behind it, the details, it's amazing.
David Pierce actually attended both presentations.
I believe the shroud was authentic, but after listening to this last night, I had to come back today because this presentation was unbelievable, amazing. He did such a lot of work researching, and anyone that didn't believe, they have to see this. Took scripture from the Bible, and everything matches up. So this has to be authentic.
Really think that this is real, and I hope other people do too. I hope one day that it does be proven to be officially real. But until then, we can just wait and see.
This shroud can help those who are having struggles with faith to maybe reconsider their position, but also for those who already do believe to just strengthen that faith.
Oh, absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. I thought it was fantastically
really great.
informative. Absolutely, it's great.
It's fantastic.
Really well done.
Yeah.
And we'll put together entertaining at the same time, it's very educational at the same time.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. He
Yep,
was a
very
great
good.
speaker too.
Yeah.
Made us laugh, you
Yeah.
know, during the
Yeah,
during
really
the
good.
presentation. So it was fantastic.
The man on the shroud is dead, but he didn't stay dead, because you see, the only thing that you see, direct contact with the cloth explains the blood, doesn't explain the image. The image is some other process.
There are hypotheses that short, powerful bursts of ultraviolet light may have caused the image.
The image is something else. Is it the result of the resurrection? I think so. I think that's what you have on the shroud. You have a picture of the crucifixion and you have a picture of the resurrection simultaneously.
Believing with a little science and a lot of faith for Real to Real, I'm Nick Morganelli.
Although the Catholic Church has not recognized it officially as the burial cloth of Christ, recent popes have referred to it as an icon of Jesus.